Today on American Indian, the Seeuws family takes a walk from Ugresan Ki Baoli to the Gyarah Murti Monument, which commemorates the Salt March, Gandhi's means of protesting against the British Raj. And along the way, we meet up with a group of citizens who even today are using walking as a means of protest in India.
And today we also conclude our walking tour of Connaught Place with a trip through Middle Circle, the discovery of a new Khati roll joint, and attempt to settle once and for all the mystery of the poop on the shoe con.
They got me. They actually got me. All I can say now is, it's on, poop squirter, it's on.
All that and more today on American Indian. We're an American family living in India. We love food, film, language, culture, and making new friends. Join our adventures from America to India and beyond. In Miller's book, he references a famous 1976 photo taken of the Baoli in which a young man is caught midair as he jumps into the stepwell, which was thankfully filled with water.
It's an iconic photo, and even without water today, this magical stepwell retains its iconic character.
Amir Khan's visiting alien character in his recent film PK even made this picturesque remnant of a bygone era his residence.
Mainly because the location is a cinematographer's dream come true.
I'm a little unclear on the history and purpose of stepwells, and the Ugresan Ki Baoli is no exception. From what we understand, Baolis or stepwells were made so that no matter the water level, people would be able to walk down the steps to retrieve water, or more likely, to swim and have fun with friends.
Which means this was more of a luxury thing for ruling classes. So it's like having a nice pool with a really deep end, depending on the season.
This is what we're going through. Do I have to go first? This is actually originally sending you first, so that you could get all the spiders. Low.
It's like the scene from Dark Knight Rises when Batman's climbing up the side of the cave. He's gonna jump, make that jump. Yes. Listen to that echo. Echo, Sloth, echo.
Somebody's drying their clothes up there.
Bring Hindi back, graffiti artist. It looks awesome. I mean, look at English when you graffiti it. Unless you're a trained artist, it looks like chicken scratch.
This is pretty amazing. I did not think we were going to actually be able to come in. I just assumed we would be peering through a gate. But it is so cool. It's definitely one of my favorite places. So we picked this place because it was in Sam Miller's book and it's near CP. So we picked this place as the starting point for our walk today. And we're going to end at the Gyarah Murti, the Salt March statue.
We left the Baoli to find some nice graffiti on a nearby wall.
We ran into a protest march, which was fitting because we were on our way to a monument commemorating walking as a means of protest.
Even today, walking in India is revered as a powerful means of social change. A little further on, I noticed the New Delhi Center Convention Center, which is something I had never noticed before, though I've ridden most of these roads multiple times. This is one of the reasons I think walking is so great in an urban setting, because it gets us outside of the insulating borders of our motor vehicles.
Then we carried on with our walk.
We passed the Gurdwara Bangla Sahib,
and we saw an interesting mural in an underpass nearby.
We were rescued from a street crossing stalemate when an older auntie and uncle grew tired of waiting and parted the automotive waters with sheer dint of will.
And then we settled into the long straight path that remained with the president's estate to our left and the howl of passing vehicles to our right.
We passed the Sports Authority of India's Dr. Shyam Prasad Mukherjee swimming pool complex, took note of the fixation with numbering things on the left, before reaching our destination.
The Salt March spanned over 240 miles and was meant to unite India against the British salt monopoly. You could kind of think of this as Gandhi's own non-violent version of the Boston Tea Party, and quite a bit more arduous. Gandhi took his walk in 1930, 85 years ago, and even today, walking continues to play a vital role.
And now it's time to return to Connaught Place and complete our walking adventure there. From Palika Bazaar, we continued clockwise through our journey through Connaught Place, this time through the Middle Circle.
Middle Circle has fewer businesses, more local foot traffic, but also some interesting finds. Sam Miller mentions a certain government institution called the Delhi State Industrial and Infrastructure Development Corporation. There's actually no sign for a cyber cafe here, but it's the same initials. Which at the time had a cyber cafe, but was also responsible for certain regulatory and distribution aspects of liquor in the area. Hey, but we found the wine and beer shop.
Hello. So we just came from the
Yeah, we just
DSIIDC liquor or whatever.
Just found the beer and wine shop, and then as we're walking further down the street, we turn and there's these two girls in an auto. Huge beers, Heineken, just cheersing in the auto.
Riding while imbibing.
Yeah, sure. Riding while.
Hey, there you say,
Awesome.
designated driver right there.
Across from DSIIDC is a bar called Excuse Me Boss, which has an interesting design scheme. I don't know if I would necessarily put Marilyn Monroe and Steve Jobs in the same sort of thing, but hey. On the corner of M Block, we came to a modern dhaba called The Rolling Joint. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more.
Insert 420 joke here. Impressed by the cohesive branding and wanting Allie to try a chicken roll, we stopped here.
They had some black lemonade there, a derivative of the famous Nimbu Pani you can find on the side of the road just about anywhere here in Delhi. This gussied up version boasted some cumin and other savory additions, which for us Westerners takes a bit getting used to.
I decided to initiate Allie to the savory drinks and recorded her reaction for posterity.
What is the first word that comes to your mouth when you drink that?
Sour burnt ocean. My first Kati roll ever.
Oh wait, this is your first one?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
I'm excited.
All right, we'll see. Is it like legit?
It's good, man.
It's pretty good. It tastes kind of fresher or something. I don't know. There's something about it that doesn't quite taste like the normal coffee roll you get on the side of it.
That's different than normal.
It's a
What
little
you
lighter
have.
than your normal green stuff, but
It's like a different type of sauce. Is it almost kind of like a mustard
So-
thing? Or what is it?
It's like a light chutney. It's
Okay.
nice. It's got a really like kind of calms down that flavor. It's like a ranch chutney.
The sauce is it's weird. It tastes like a green chutney.
It does, but it's like
Right.
it's a lighter version of it.
Yeah, it's not quite the same.
I would give the roll I had an open mouth smile. I give the overall experience an XD. I like the variety, cleanliness, and want to try some of the other rolls.
On the next block, we found some competition for the rolling joint. Hulka Fulka, which boasted an auto in the place of a VW van.
We were a bit too full of milkshake and chicken roll to do a taste test comparison. Across from Hulka Fulka is a bar called Route 4, which I've actually been to before and is famous recently for its dose of America in the heart of Delhi. They even boast a human-sized model of Bumblebee, the Transformer from Transformers.
After crossing the next radial road, we came across this fellow, who was getting a little friendly with Allie.
What a get-up though, eh? He's styling, man.
This particular corner has a really nice bit of ambiance.
What do we got here? What a nice little nook here, huh? It's a nice cozy nook.
Yeah,
Tell us about the cozy nook.
and some pretty flowers.
A little further up the road, we noticed some of the cleanest and cutest street dog puppies that I've seen in Delhi.
One of the things that's fun about Middle Circle is the architecture. It's got that mix of old and new. Some of it's a bit run down, but in a picturesque kind of way. But this segment of Middle Circle between H Block and B Block really looks nice.
By the time we got out to G Block, we were ready for some ice cream. Har waqt, ice cream ka waqt.
From here we could see the Bank of Baroda building, covered in fabric, and then wondered how much fabric did it take to cover that building? Who sewed that?
It's keeping a lot of people in work right there.
How do you even hang that?
We're not big city folk. We come from small town, we don't have these big buildings. Right on the corner of G Block, I came across a common sight in the front of dhabas in North India, and that is the chili and lemon talisman. This symbolic gesture is one of many incarnations of a means to ward off the evil eye. Another possible origin relates to Lakshmi. Lakshmi is said to have an evil sister named Alakshmi, like the opposite of Lakshmi. So Lakshmi likes sugar, spice, and everything nice, and Alakshmi likes sour, hot, and everything that's not nice. This is not everyone does it for this reason, but some believe that if they leave the lemon and chili outside, it'll keep Alakshmi out. We often forget that meanings and purposes of icons and traditions change over time. So what begins as a tradition ends up just becoming a fashion statement at some point. And while there are people in North India that still believe in the warding off of the evil eye or the keeping out of Alakshmi, I think we have some traditions like this in the West too. Think of jack-o'-lantern. We carved some pumpkins up this year, and we don't believe that it's actually warding off evil, do we?
No.
And in the West, we still have gargoyles. It's not like we really believe those gargoyles are fending stuff off, but we keep doing them because cultural lag, you know, it's something that we got used to doing. There are some people, I'm sure, who still believe that they're trying to keep Lakshmi out or the evil eye out, but there might be more than meets the eye to this trend. There are variations of the talisman, but it's common in Delhi to see 6 green chilies, 1 red or orange chili, and then a lemon at the bottom. After completing Middle Circle, we made our first descent into an underpass, and I kept my camera running just in case. Didn't notice any suspicious activity.
Regal Cinema is one of Delhi's most famous. It has quite a draw with surrounding sellers. Just look at this crowd.
We descended back into another underpass, came up on the other side, and while we were discussing strategies of trying to find the poop on the shoe con men, Ali was hit by a surprise air raid.
Above my head.
So we had a shoot to squirter, but it was not from where we were looking for. Evil birds.
The India Life building is quite a distinct addition to the CP skyline. It's rather oddly festooned with a lattice-like structure joining 2 distinct parts of the building. Continuing the journey on Outer Circle, or Connaught Circus as it is known, you will come across a graffiti paradise known as Shankar Market. It was closed the Sunday that we were there, but it was still quite nice to see.
And it was here that we noticed our biggest lead in the poop on the shoe con men trail. For some unfortunate reason, my camera was not rolling, but Ali and I both noticed that there were a couple of younger men who trailed me and came very close to me when I was in the underpass. Ali noticed these guys sitting outside before we went down the stairs, and she said that they ran to catch up with us. Came towards me, and he had a plastic bag in his hand. So at that point, we were wondering if perhaps he had something in the bag that he was going to squirt out on my shoe. It all happened very fast, and I just found myself moving away from the guy, and we ended up taking 2 different sets of stairs out. We weren't able to find him when we came up on the other side. He just kind of disappeared. We continued on, coming to another well-trafficked area, the printing and photocopy district. If you need copies or cheap prints, this ain't a bad place to get it done.
We were running out of daylight, so we rushed through the rest of our walk because the low light on our camera is not so good. We managed to get a view of another spot that Sam Miller mentioned in his book, the Dargah-e-Aliya, a Sufi shrine with a rather eccentric spiritual mentor. Short on time, we just got a quick look at the courtyard and continued on.
Back at Regal Cinemas, the night bazaar was in full swing, but no sign of the poop on the shoe con. I returned alone for a reconnaissance mission. I walked many of the underpasses on the outer circle, but somewhere between Winger's Deli and my car, a gentleman approached me. I'd gotten got.
They got me. They actually got me. I was walking along on Middle Circle, nowhere near an underpass. Next thing I know, a guy comes up and is like, hey, you need to watch your shoes. And I look down and my shoe is covered in crap. It's like, when you're paying attention, they don't do it. All I can say now is, it's on, poop squirter, it's on.
I went back to Connaught Place again and meandered the outer circle, hoping to become the target again, but to no avail. I'm just curious to see how they do it, you know? Like how do they do it without anyone noticing? It's like a magic trick, you know? It's just trying to figure out what the magic trick is. And I know it seems like kind of it's like a shameful thing. It's like, why are y'all so interested in this? It's just like, because how do they do it without you noticing? It's like catching a pickpocket in the act, you know? I thought a bird's eye view would be helpful, so I followed in Sam Miller's footsteps to the Parikrama, the revolving restaurant, which affords a brilliant 360-degree view of New Delhi. They're a little touchy with filming due to security concerns, but from up there, I got such a good view of the big picture that I began to forget about the poop on the shoe man. It was sinking into me that I wasn't going to find the fabled poop on the shoe con man.
You pretty much just have to have a guy on the inside. You gotta bribe someone who's part of the con to help you spot it. I got to see CP from the top. It was a little high priced, but you're paying for the view more than for the food. Yeah, it's really a really nice view. I'd like to go back, actually.
However you slice it though, poop or no poop, Connaught Place is definitely worth a visit. Or many visits, actually. We discover something new every time that we go. Yeah, it sometimes feels like a tourist trap, but there's such a broad mix of restaurants and shops and an interesting skyline and a wide range of different types of people from all walks of life from all around the world that Connaught Place really does live up to the hype. We hope you enjoyed our Walking Delhi edition of American Indian. There's so much more to see in Delhi. We could probably do a whole season on just walking in Delhi, but there are many more adventures to come in 2015, so stay tuned.
Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, keep it creative, keep it constructive, and keep it cross-cultural YouTube. Thank you very much. Please consider supporting the show on Patreon. Click here to learn more.
We've also begun daily vlogs on the channel, and we're about 3 weeks in to daily vlogs. So to help grow the channel, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share as many of these videos as you can. Thanks so much.